Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome again to my channel. Today I would like to share with you about my cooking experience. As you know, I really love cooking. I also love eating. But actually I don't claim myself as a good cook. But I think cooking is a part of my pleasure, my pastime, my hobby. And it's very relaxing when you have free time and cooking. So because cooking is a hobby, so I never feel that cooking is a hard work, but I think it's a kind of like a piece of my canvas with my watercolor or my acrylic, and you can add anything that you like. The first thing that it's my mind that it's really I don't want to be always attached to the certain recipe because really strict to the measurement or anything that it is not free for me, but me I can express myself on my kitchen. For example, like the basic thing that I have in my kitchen, especially like salt, pepper, garlic, onion, oil, olive oil, or some other basic ingredient that it is very basic to create a food. And especially after I returned to Turkey, I have a lot of new knowledge and a lot of inspiration about Turkish cuisine. So I think in the last few months I practiced a lot of Turkish cuisine, but you know, actually I don't really stick to the textbook, but like I depend on to my taste. For example, like I think every cuisine or every food, for lunch, dinner, breakfast, they rely on basic ingredient. For example, like salt, pepper, garlic, onion, chili, or if like European or Turkish cuisine, they also use some herb like Italian herbs, like coriander, basil, anything they like. So I think I just can use mix and match of this ingredient. For example, this time I made sütlaç or Turkish rice pudding, and I know the basic is like you make a rice porridge and afterward you add some milk and some vanilla, sugar, and it's depend on your taste. If you like a very strong sweetness, then you add more sweet, more sugar, but if you don't like sweet, you just add a little bit of sugar. The same thing in creating kofte. I think in many countries they also have similarity about food like grounded meat and you make it to ball, or like we call it sometimes meatball, kofte, or in Indonesia we call it bakso. In many Asian countries I think we have similar food. Either it is meatball, beef meatball, or the um, the seafood one, you can use it from prawn or from squid or from fish ball. So I take it as a basic skill in creating my food. As Indonesian, I'm very close to rice culture because in Indonesia or in Southeast Asia, mostly we have our dish, our meal with rice with other side dish like meat, vegetable, or any other ingredients. But like in other country, like people who eat bread, of course they have different kind as a main food. And after I returned to Turkey, I noticed there are several kind of bulgur. Bulgur is a part of wheat, but they have already processed, they have already cooked. So the way when we process, I think is very practical for daily food, because we only need to pour hot water on the bulgur, and then you let it sit for a few minutes until the water absorbed by this bulgur, and then voila, the bulgur is become like bulgur pilaf or bulgur rice, and it's very healthy, it's very handy, and you can add anything that you like. Even I experienced using bulgur with other like Indonesian ingredients, like I can make like fried rice but with bulgur, and it is more healthier, it's much more healthier. And in terms for soup, also I notice different country has different culture. In our country, we are more into clear soup, not into the cream soup. But some European, they get used to with the cream soup. And when I learned it, actually the process is not really difficult. And then it's also depend on you, what is your preference, whether you like it is salty or if you like to be more spicy. Then you can add any ingredient or any topping as you like, and it is not. And I love experimenting, cooking anything or preparing any special food. So I also love hosting people. I also love prepare food for other people, because for me, I love the process of cooking, and I also love to see when my guests are very happy, and we can chit chat and talking about food. And because I think in everywhere in the world, food is one. I mean the primer is the primary need for everyone. So when we talk about food, I think everyone will be happy about it, and I think everyone will be happy to eat. But I don't know if you agree with me or not, because I can say I'm a great eater. I love tasting all kind of food in the world, as long as it is halal, of course. First time I was challenged to cook, it was when I was much younger. I traveled to Japan, and I was lucky to stay at my homestay family in Tokyo, and my homestay father asked me to prepare any food related to Indonesian culture. At that time, I think it was very hard for me to prepare and to find what kind of food that I should do. But afterward, I get used to with it because my homestay father usually he did a lot of cooking, and he loved hosting people, and he really loved to share the food culture with his family. So anyone who come to his house, he always have a great willingness to learn about other cuisines. So since then, after I returned to Indonesia, so I did some research. I asked my mom how is it, how to cook, and since then I more and more into cooking. For example, about the how we process the avocado. In Indonesia, most of us knows that avocado as a dessert. They make how should we say? We make avocado juice, and we mix with some sugar, some chocolate sauce, some milk, something like that. It's very rich, but it's related to the dessert. But meanwhile, in other countries, for example, like Mexican, they eat like guacamole. It's something like spicy sauce, and also in some people using avocado as a spread on the bread. But in Indonesia, it's something new. Meanwhile, some foreigner also who come to Indonesia, they will be very surprised to see about the avocado juice. But it is really talking about culture, and it's really nice when some people get together with the different culture, and they share. And especially talking about food is like okay, in this time I made a kind of beef stew with milk sauce. It is actually the traditional soup from Jakarta. We call it soto Betawi. But you know, the spice actually some of like Middle East or Middle Eastern food or some Indian food. They also use similar like the saffron spice. It's totally similar, I think. And also in Turkey, I eat a lot of borek. But mainly it's similar to our Asian food like spring roll or risoles or something similar. But because in Turkey people more eating into cheese, so everything they put cheese. Meanwhile in Indonesia or in Asia, we only put either some meat or some prawn, and we made like a local ingredient, for example like a lot of chili, spices, something like that. But because like in Southeast Asia is a very warm country, and actually dairy product is not the number one product that we consume every day, so that's why a little bit different. And for something gravy, we are more into using coconut milk, for example. But by seeing this, I think we can do mix and match with any local ingredient available in your country to make the best. beloved nephew spent 1 full month holidays in Bangkok, Thailand. So this is a good opportunity for me to cook as much as possible. We made different kind of food from Indonesian and also some international food. And also when the weather is good, I arrange something on our balcony and we enjoy the weather outside. And if it's raining outside or it's very hot outside, then we just sit in the room and we sit together on the floor, like most of some Asian country do. So I think it is really fun, no matter what you cook. But I think the most important thing that if you share your food with somebody that you love, it's become very very special. So I hope everything is. I hope tablet paling di kamar. I hope you like this video and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Hope to see you again in my next video. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.